You're listening to DC On Screen, the podcast bringing you news and reviews from the DC multiverse on film and television since 2015. I'm your host, David C. Robertson, and this, the man whose inside sources say James Gunn is a highly evolved time-traveling camel from the distant past who sparked human life on Earth, Jason Goss.
He just has one hump now.
And he has to use it to get back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry. I've been digging on some Quantum Leap lately.
I don't blame you.
So we've had a big crazy week.
Mm-hmm.
That Hollywood Reporter article from Boris Kitt dropped, and everybody
destroyed
lost their damn
everyone.
I mean, it didn't destroy me because I was like, hey, I'm going to actually read the article. But
I mean, that was a good call.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't know, if you're a new listener or just kind of missed something, I broke that article down, piecing out the actual news from the piles of rumors and speculation. That was the last episode. So if you haven't heard that and you want to, just pause this episode and go back exactly one episode. Because this episode, we're talking about some of the fallout. And
I mean, in the actual article, there was very little news.
Yeah, no.
Is what it amounted to.
It was really the news was that Wonder Woman 3 was scrapped.
In its current instantiation.
But we have an update on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have responses from James Gunn. And that's one of the things, man, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have loved so much about James Gunn being in charge. Because he'll clap back, he'll respond to fans, and he'll, just kind of bury the scoopers, man.
Yeah, I like that. What was that phrase he used? I'm sure you're going to use it in a minute, but some true, some half true.
Mm-hmm.
Some not true, some we haven't decided if they're true.
Yeah, he responded directly about the THR article and on Twitter, by the way, and said, so as for the story yesterday in Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked in DC so far and to help rectify what has not. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in the service of the DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. And he posted a picture of the Justice League by Alex Ross.
Yeah.
I believe it's the cover of Justice. So I loved all of that. That was great. Very clearly, they are in the midst of conjuring what they're going to do and mapping out a plan. And no, they're not going to be like, hey, this is what we're doing.
I mean, they might give one of those 5-year plan synopses that Marvel and DC have done from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well, I
wouldn't disagree if they didn't, because, even in the Marvel universe,
flail.
Yeah.
On both sides. We've seen them announce something and then be like, oh, okay, by the way, we're not doing that. Oh, okay, we're not doing this.
Yeah. We're, I think, a year past the Green Lantern movie that was supposed to happen.
Yep.
And I think this year was when the Inhumans movie was supposed to happen in Marvel. Maybe those aren't the best plans. That little timeline thing.
Yeah. But we get deeper though. There's deeper sussing out to be had. Gunn posted a picture of the Superman 1978 movie poster, and he said, "Superman premiered 44 years ago today." This was a couple days ago. He had a heart and some star emojis, and he said, "You'll believe a man can fly." Or no, he didn't say that. The poster said that, obviously. So one fan asked what Gunn was trying to say with the post. And he said, "I'm trying to say it's the 44th anniversary of the premiere of Superman, which is a great movie." And then someone asked whether or not Superman would be coming back to the big screen. And he said, "Yes, of course. Superman is a huge priority, if not the biggest priority."
Yeah.
And then someone said, asked about Green Lantern, and he said, "It's important."
Also good.
And then another Twitter user said, "What about the almighty Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern?" And James says, "That is not a priority for me, and even much less of one for Ryan Reynolds." And someone said, "Well, he was going to come back for Zack Snyder, just saying." And Gunn said, "He wasn't."
It was a rumor, and it would have been a cool one, but no.
Yeah. And then this Den of Nerds character started talking about claims that Gunn doesn't like Henry Cavill. He asked him to comment on that, and Gunn said, "Sure, false." And of course, this brought the Den of Nerds.
Would you like to comment? Yes, absolutely. Get fucked.
Exactly. So then Den of Nerds said, "Well, even since you've posted this, I've had multiple people that have come to me and said that you don't like Cavill. Just saying." And Gunn comes back at him with, "So weird. You seemed so plugged in. Anyway, I just had 40 people reach out to me to say you just got kicked out of your mom's basement. So sorry, man."
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dude. Damn. Like, it's an old joke. I've heard it a lot, but I was happy he got him anyway.
I get the point, though. I mean, yeah. I feel you there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I love the transparency.
I do too, man.
Huge turnaround from everything we've seen before in that.
Absolutely. And Mid King, however you say that, on Twitter said, "Mr. Gunn, do you like Ben Affleck's Batman?" And Gunn said, "I do." So that's good news.
Yeah.
Flash Knight 777 said, "The hype for Gunn's DCU is huge, over 300,000 likes from fans on his most recent posts." And Gunn quote tweeted that, said, "And I appreciate it. We're excited to be shepherding the great films made before we arrived and working hard to create an extraordinary, wondrous, and unique DCU beyond that." And one of my favorite things here, Price is Rightish on Twitter says, "James, can you make me a promise? Can you promise to utilize Condiment King?" And Gunn just says, "No." And very important for people who are vying for the David Ayer cut to be released. David Ayer actually tweeted to Gunn and said, "Trust your instincts. You got this." And they've been so supportive of each other.
They really have.
Even if it doesn't work,
I mean, carrying the same content and actors, like they have been very supportive.
Mm-hmm. So I always like seeing that.
Yeah. And that was specifically an environment where a lot of the internet and Twitter in particular just wanted to make that adversarial.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, get fucked. They're fine. They're good.
Yep. All right, so we've got some more light shed on the Wonder Woman 3 situation. From what I understand, I think it was Deadline said it was Patty Jenkins who walked away after receiving notes on the treatment that she submitted to the studio, and apparently they thought her pitch had character arc problems that rivaled those of Wonder Woman 1984. And the Warner Brothers motion picture chiefs, Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdy, had concerns about the treatment, and Safran and Gunn didn't even weigh in yet, and they provided Jenkins with notes. She fought back, defended her vision, and they gave her the opportunity for another pass. She said, "No, I'm gone." She opted to walk. And according to this, though, the hope for another Wonder Woman film does exist. Warner Brothers does want to do another movie. Now, according to the Wrap, which we don't like the Wrap generally.
No.
But it is a good story, so
that's not good reasoning, but okay.
It's good fodder. Jenkins apparently turned in the treatment. It was not met with a positive response, as we said, and so Abdi and DeLuca talked to Jenkins and asked if she would be interested in pitching another direction. She refused and let the executives, according to one insider, know that they were wrong, that they didn't understand her, didn't understand the character, didn't understand character arcs, and didn't understand what Jenkins was trying to do, and then apparently sent DeLuca an email ending with the Wikipedia link for character arc. She said she didn't want to hear what Gunn and Safran's thoughts were, and that she doesn't want to allow them to have a seat at the table to have an opinion on something new that she might come up with. That's according to the Wrap.
It's a fun story, but just don't trust anything that comes out of there.
I don't either.
Still,
that it is a funny story.
Yeah. Fuck you, I'm taking my ball home. I specifically would love to see the email with the ending of the Wikipedia article.
Mm-hmm.
That would be hilarious.
I do want to see that. I really do.
I would love to see some email hack in the Sony capacity that revealed that at this point. That would be... It'll never happen.
Probably not, no. All right, so this was a Hollywood Reporter, and they said according to this, they've seen correspondence that Cavill was in lockstep with the studio in announcing his return on Instagram. There's a lot of conjecture that he did that without their consent, but no, I mean, like we said on the show a few weeks ago, when he released that, like DC released stuff, Warner Brothers, like everybody was like showing putting out the same video. So what had happened was DeLuca and Abdi, before Gunn and Safran came in, they heard a pitch from Man of Steel producer Charles Roven and a writer. And this is from Deadline, but THR said that the writer was Oscar-nominated Dirty Pretty Things scribe Stephen Knight. But they didn't like it, and they wanted to wait for Safran and Gunn's plan to come into place, because they kind of knew what was going on, that they were coming in, which makes absolute sense. Why would you greenlight something and then just to have the new heads come in like a week later and be like, nope, don't do that.
Nope, terrible.
And my guess is they had already kind of done that with another movie that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. So that's why it's not like moving forward right this minute, is because they want to know what Gunn and Safran are wanting to do.
Yeah. I mean, even saying Man of Steel 2 isn't moving forward is also assuming there was ever a Man of Steel 2.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that the character isn't moving forward. It doesn't mean that Instagram post is worthless or anything, right, any of the above. It just means that you get to say certain things in an article with no repercussions.
Right. And, we talking about that. Well, I mean, The Flash, just like that THR article last week said, or this week, Cavill had shot a cameo in The Flash in September. And their Deadline's confirming that and said, yes, Cavill shot it. There is something involving Clark Kent with additional cameos by Supergirl, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman in the movie. But the studio right now is sitting on those options until they confer with Safran and Gunn. And we know like sometime this week is supposed to be that they present their plan to Warner Brothers Discovery. So it shouldn't be long before we know something, or they know something at the very least.
I mean, it could be long. Even if that conversation goes very, very well, it might take time to pin it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a... We're not definitely going to get something next week as far as the future of the DC universe.
Yeah, I don't think we will.
I think they will, though, yeah.
Yeah. And apparently, on the topic of will they be rebooting DC's core stars, because that's been a real concern with everybody for some reason. One studio insider told Deadline at no point was there any preconceived notions of not continuing with these actors. It all boils down to how The Flash and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom do at the box office. So yeah, like I said last week, that doesn't track. Why would they just uproot everybody and recast it? No, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
Now, this one seems to have, as much as I cannot stand Humberto Gonzalez and the scooper culture, he just decided to tweet out there that the solo Batman movie with Michael Keaton that Christina Hodson was writing was in fact the Batman Beyond movie. And according to Hollywood Reporter, Christina Hodson had delivered a pitch that saw Batman, Michael Keaton, and Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, in a resuscitated relationship. Hodson pitched her take, which had executives excited, and had actually commenced writing. Then about 2 weeks later, or 2 weeks after the hires of Gunn and Safran, she was told to stop. And, I would love to see Michael Keaton do Batman Beyond.
Of course.
Know that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
No, it's one of your dreams.
And I really like Christina Hodson. I like her writing. Mm-hmm. I like the movie she's worked on. But saying, hey, Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer are going to have a resuscitated romance does not sound like Batman Beyond to me. It doesn't sound like... It sounds like a bunch of Batman Beyond fans were going to be pissed that there was like another character in there changing up the chemistry of a potential Terry, if that was even going to be a thing.
Yeah, it's Catwoman 2 with a possible Terry.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying,
what some people would interpret that as. Of course,
who knows? And I'm very confused who's putting all this stuff out, because there was also a report that Walter Hamada was working on a long-range plan to return Superman and Henry Cavill into the DC cinematic fold. The cameos in the forthcoming DC movies of next year would have breadcrumbed to a giant tentpole movie inspired by Crisis on Infinite Earths. Okay. I mean, we knew that Crisis was happening, and you can't just come out now and be like, he was going to bring Cavill back, but wait 10 years and then bring him back in Crisis. I don't care.
No,
I wanted more Cavill before that.
Yeah, I don't care is the right instinct for me too. Like, how much time did he have to make this happen? And also, by the way, we're not talking about someone who couldn't make this. He was the guy who was supposed to make it happen.
Yeah, and by the way, since everybody's like, not everybody, but I see a lot of people.
What I wanted to do was,
we could have had Crisis. We could have had Crisis, but Gunn killed it. Gunn, we don't know what Gunn's gonna do. We have no idea.
He could roll with that. I don't know.
I mean, there's more than one ways to skin a cat, as they say. You can get to Crisis in infinite ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. There's also been a lot of talk recently about bad optics for creators not wanting to work with Warner Brothers. Well, I mean, the directors of Batgirl, which Batgirl is one of the reasons that people keep saying this. So the directors of Batgirl apparently met with James Gunn this week.
Mm-hmm.
Very curious to know what that's about. Patty Jenkins walking away doesn't look great. Bad optics, as they say, as this insider said. But at the same time, James Mangold, the director of Logan, wants to work with James Gunn and DC Studios. He's chomping at the bit. He's excited to do a film for DC with Gunn and Safran at the helm.
I know. Gunn's chosen a lot of Alex Ross Kingdom Come imagery for his tweets recently, but now changing that guy.
Just the one.
No, a couple.
Has it been a couple?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the one.
Even at the end of that diatribe earlier, he used another Kingdom Come image.
That wasn't Kingdom Come. That was from Justice.
What?
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Still. Wouldn't you like to see
wrong.
that guy do that movie if we were going to do it?
I mean, sure. I'd watch it. Dick in hand.
I ain't behind that.
I'd prefer you didn't if I had my dick in my hand. Anyway.
That's just a matter of logistics, really.
So, yeah, we've got people who are lining up wanting to do this, wanting to do something with Gunn. And hilariously, on the opposite side of this, Guillermo del Toro was asked about Justice League Dark, possibly with Gunn at the helm and stuff. And Guillermo said, oh, I don't know. My love for Swamp Thing, the demon, knows no bounds. But I don't know. You don't get a manicure from a big machine. That's what I learned. You lose a few fingers. So I don't know if I want a manicure from a big machine. As Danny Glover might say, I'm too old for this shit.
It's a phrase we'll have banging around in our head until we die, basically.
Pretty much. Joker 2 started filming. We got our first look. It's Mr. J getting a shave. Said day one, our boy. I'm mildly interested. Not nearly as interested as I am in all the other stuff, but
of course.
I do like Lady Gaga. I am very interested to see what her take on Harley is.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
We got Black Adam releases on HBOmax December 16th. Apparently it's done really well in video on demand.
I mean, I've already watched it there.
Yeah, you did. And winding down here, because there's been a lot of good news, but condensed news. Mm-hmm. Kind of starting to wind down here. Sandman Season 2. There was a new report that said that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav was having a problem with the terms of their licensing deal with the streaming service, with Netflix. And Zaslav went as far as instructing his teams to temporarily pause selling finished series to the streaming service. And fans feared that the Sandman Season 2 could be affected. So anyway, Neil Gaiman took to Twitter and said, Sandman Season 2 has been commissioned by Netflix and is real. Whatever behind-the-scenes wrangling and negotiating needed to happen to make this a reality has already occurred. So, we don't know about Season 3, but Season 2 is safe, he says.
Yeah. If Netflix has something that's a perpetuity clause, then that's, or whatever they call it, where like they can renew it for their own sake. Yeah, that's it. But short of that, at least it's safe either way, apparently.
Yeah.
Sounds like both people want it.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, good for us.
It's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for them.
We all win.
Are you familiar with Batman the Doom that came to Gotham?
I'm not.
It was based on a Elseworlds tale that Mike Mignola of Hellboy and Richard E. Pace with art by Troy Nixie. That was a graphic novel back in the day. And they're making an animated movie about it.
Gotcha.
And it is set in 1920s. Let's see. In The Doom That Came to Gotham, explorer Bruce Wayne accidentally unleashes an ancient evil and returns to Gotham after being away for 2 decades. Batman battles Lovecraftian and supernatural forces and encounters allies and enemies such as Green Arrow, Ra's al Ghul, Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc, Two-Face, and James Gordon. And we have a cast list.
You sound excited.
There's some good stuff. There's some good people in here. David Guintoli, I don't know how to say his name, of Grimm and A Million Little Pieces. You know Grimm.
Yeah.
You liked Grimm, didn't you?
No, I know that.
He's going to be Batman.
That was a weird show that had highlights and disappointments, but the actors were never the problem.
So, Taddy Gabrielle of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina as Kylin Kane.
Don't know that one.
Christopher Gorham as Oliver Queen. John DiMaggio from Adventure Time, Futurama, and Every Damn Thing is going to be James Gordon. is going to be James Gordon.
Every goddamn thing.
Patrick Fabian from Better Call Saul is going to be Harvey Dent. We're also going to get David Dastmalchian.
Oh, cool.
As Grindon, a.k.a. Mr. Freeze. We have...
That'll be actually fun for him.
Navid Nagenbaum as Ra's al Ghul. Emily O'Brien as Talia al Ghul and Martha Wayne. Tim Russ, freaking Tuvok from Voyager, as Lucius Fox. Matthew Watterson as Jason Blood / Intrigan. Jeffrey Combs from all the Star Treks.
Everything.
As Kirk Langstrom.
Yeah.
William Salyers as Cobblepot. Gideon Alden as Oracle. Karen Brar as Sanjay J. Todd. Darren DePaul as Thomas Wayne. Brian George of Avatar The Last Airbender as Alfred. And Jason Marsden as Dick Grayson and young Bruce Wayne. They've got there's a bunch of people I don't know in there, but there's a bunch of people I do, and I like them.
Yeah. For a voice cast, 50-50 is pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Let's why don't we hit up a break real quick, and then we'll get into some feedback because we got some.
Let's do it.
All right. And we're back. All right. We're back with feedback. And the first one up, we haven't heard from this guy in a really long time, Matthew Salvatore.
Oh, hey, Ben.
Hey, buddy.
Hold up.
He's not happy. He says to us there, he says, DC is still the same news heap of hot garbage. If people don't like what's going, they should just wait 5 minutes for the next 10-year plan. I guess we know why we haven't heard from him in a while.
Not entirely sure where he's going with that, though. Does that mean he's hopeful about wait 5 minutes, or just it's all shite?
I'm getting kind of that feeling.
And there will be another plan 5 minutes later, and it'll still be shite.
Maybe, or maybe this is the time it'll stick.
I don't know either. I say hang in there, man.
I do too. I'm trying to be optimistic.
I really think good things are coming.
Me too. We got a Effie Ophelders sent in reference to last episode. God, am I glad I'm barely on Twitter anymore. The article you're covering is so frustrating. Utterly blatant in its aim to create outrage once again. DC fans are most profitable to the trades when they're mad, it seems. And Jesus, are all the quote-unquote insiders reporting financial ruin just actually working for Disney or something? None of this shit ever happens on the other side of the fence. I don't know if it's like NDAs or something. I don't know. But as I read that, and then I think the next day I got a thing in my news feed about Marvel, and it was like, insiders say, and I was like, oh, okay, it does happen over there. I didn't read the article, though.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It is. Dr. Steve of Weird Medicine over on Patreon thanked us for putting out the episode on the THR article. Said I was hoping you would get to this one quickly. Ryan Hulsman, the amazing Rye guy over on Twitter, said, thank you for being a calming and rational voice, putting perspective and logic into the mess that the Deadline Variety Hollywood Reporter articles caused. Even listened to it after Gunn spoke out, and it helped me get off the ledge of being afraid of DCEU doom and gloom for now.
Yeah.
You're welcome, man.
This is all under the headline of take a breath. Take a breath.
And look, not even for fame purposes or money or anything like that. I wished all the DC fans listened to us, because I feel like a lot of them are crazy. Y'all out of your minds talking about this stuff. You're reading headlines. You don't pay attention. You're just mad about shit that didn't even happen yet.
I mean, that's a real thing.
Oh, it is. You don't have time in your day to read everything, but that's why we do this.
Yeah. That's
Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got one from Andre Sparks here. Says, "Hey guys, I just finished Stargirl, and wow, definitely probably top 3 best DC TV series finales ever. I know some people don't like John's, but the show was top notch. I hope Gunn can save it or incorporate it into something in the future. I mean, it is on a different Earth, so anything is possible.
Yeah.
You guys think there's a chance it could come back in anyway? Keep up the good work." Thank you, man. Yeah, look,
Of course,
Andre,
there's a chance.
There's a chance. Like Andre follows along on my Star Trek podcast.
Yeah.
So I can say this and know that he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But as Spock said, there are always possibilities. And look, as we understand it, there is it's sometime in Titans 4, season 4, I think. There is going to be a crossover with Doom Patrol and Stargirl. So Courtney is on her way back, at least for a small amount of time.
Yeah, that was implied with the Crisis event, that they were close, or different universes, but closely related at least. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. Doom Patrol's like on Earth 9. Titans is on, or no, maybe Titans is on Earth 9, and Doom Patrol is on Earth 12, and Stargirl is on Earth 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm slowly getting through Stargirl, season 3. And I do think the show declined from season 1. Like 2 and 3 haven't been as good as season 1. I do like 3 better than 2, save for the fact that Shade is in it less so far for me. I do like Shade.
I know. The big pickup for me was Shade, so.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that being a problem.
So, after all of that, how are you feeling, man? How are you feeling about like the aftermath of the THR article?
Overall, it could not have existed, and I'd be fine. Look, we already knew most of that was a rumor or something that had to be worked out before.
Right. I'm talking about like all the stuff that came out this week that we just talked about on the show.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm happy that Wonder Woman's going to get rerouted to some extent.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. We're not big fans of Patty.
Very confident that Cavill and his return is in cement, but in a way that it has to get worked out first.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, I'm just not super concerned about, like, I'm not sitting on the edge of my seat worried about the DC future. You know, it'll be fine. I think these next couple of films are going to hit really hard.
Yeah, Flash is apparently a banger. That's what
so.
Like all of the damn test screenings are saying at this point.
And I have no reason to doubt that.
I mean, that's another Christina Hodson.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know. I all we can do is just kind of like put our nose down and get through this year and start seeing what Gunn is actually going to whip out on us.
Yeah.
Because this year is nothing but stuff that he wasn't involved with. I mean, he's as he said, he's shepherding it, and there's definitely some stuff like, you know, like I saw some people saying that they saw a test screening of Lost Kingdom, Aquaman 2, and they said, you know, Affleck wasn't even in it. And it's like, they've either got that on hold because they know people like you are going to come out and say something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
or they're waiting on, you know,
what Cavill and Affleck not showing up in those cameo roles might still have something to do with, like, Gunn taking it. Yeah, a very different direction. It doesn't mean they won't show up altogether. It just means they may not show up there.
Right.
Very different thing.
So, I mean, I've got a lot of faith in Gunn. I like that he refuted that he doesn't like Cavill. I like that he, you know, is saying Superman's a priority. I like that he likes Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
I didn't think I'd be here, if you asked me like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, we are here now, and I'm good with it.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
You sound mad.
How dare you ask me?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Nah.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's going to do it. If you have thoughts or questions and would like to be answered on the show, if you want to contribute to the conversation, shoot us an email at dconscreen@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Facebook or on Twitter and Instagram at dconscreen. A big thank you to our patrons on Patreon. If you want to be like Dr. Steve of Weird Medicine or Eric Norris, go to patreon.com/DCOnScreen. $1 a month gets you every episode ad-free, and $5 a month gets you that plus extra content like my Sandman Volume 1 review with Scott McClellan of DC Squadcast. That puts another episode in the books, so until next time, please remember to take headlines with a grain of salt.
Please.
And
for
keep
your
some
own
DC.
health.
Keep some DC on your screen.
Bye.
Our intro music is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Galactic Engineers of Magnetic Sounds, or GEMS, can be found on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Visit DCOnScreen.com to find our Patreon, merch, contact information, and every episode of the show for free, including crossovers we've done with other podcasts. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. For more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, vlogs, parodies, and our improvised web series Hey Guy, visit maladjusted.tv.